What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. So happy that you guys are able to take and tune in to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Very happy you guys are here tonight. Now, as you guys know, I am on a journey to cover a mock draft for the entire NFL, every single NFL team. That being said, my also goal is to be unbiased, do thorough research, real sports journalism, and do justice. Now, when it comes to justice, you know I do the dang thing. And that's no exception for the Baltimore Ravens. Because, folks, I have brought to you guys today a mock draft. Now, I'm solo dolo here today, but this is a team that I follow very thoroughly throughout the season. Lamar Jackson, probably my top 5 favorite quarterback in the National Football League. The guy is hungry. I don't see any complacency in him as far as him wanting to get a Super Bowl ring. I love him, man. I'm from Florida. Florida's my home state. He is a South Florida kid. Man, I have a great respect for him, man. He has fun in the game, classy. Love how he carries himself. Somebody I could take my kids and say, hey, look, that's how you play the game of football. Huge fan of Lamar Jackson. That being said, y'all going to be a huge fan of this mock draft that I put together for y'all because not only did I do my research, I also I looked, and I feel like with the Baltimore Ravens, you guys are like 2 or 3 pieces away from making a Super Bowl run. It just starts with the offense. It's going to be kind of a balance of everything, man. But you guys got John Harbaugh, man. I mean, you guys got Harbaugh, man. He's a great coach. He's one of the best coaches in the National Football League. Somebody who he's already won a ring before, and you could tell he has that itch to bring it back, man. It's not just I don't think it's a situation where it's like a Mike McCarthy or Mike Tomlin where, oh yeah, I got my 10-11 wins and we could just do whatever now. We move units. No, they're actually trying to do big things over there in Baltimore. But let's go ahead and kick it off. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Cool. So this is a pretty cool website. I definitely recommend you guys check this out. It's they're not paying me to say this, but it's NFL mock draft database.com. Super duper cool. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, Ravens, they don't have that many draft picks. We got 5, and each of these have to count. We have to hit home. Not only are we losing Yannick Ngakoue, losing Judon as well too, we could spice things up as far as our receivers go as well too. But right now in the draft, we got the Baltimore Ravens as they're about to be on the clock. Seeing some heavy hitters go off the board right off the bat. But here we go with the Baltimore Ravens picking at number 27. Now, we're losing 2 linebackers. And this isn't a super deep linebacker draft. After the second round, it's like, hey, now I shouldn't say it because, with this mock draft, you know what I mean? It's, with this, NFL draft, it's going to get to the point where you're going to have people in the first round slide into 3 who took and they opted out, and everybody thinks just because a mock draft came out from ESPN, they're just going to go in the first round. They're going to have people in the 3rd round go in the first round because, hey, we had the beer flu took and happened. I can't say it on YouTube, but we had that happen. That's going to affect a lot of things in this draft. But yeah, so I'm going to start off with Zavin Collins, man, from Tulsa University. Now, the guy could line up as D end. The guy could take and line up as middle linebacker, outside linebacker. And I would even debate he's probably not only the biggest linebacker in the draft, but the fastest linebacker in the draft as well, too. It's a dang shame we don't have an NFL combine this year because I'd love to see what he could do on the jump and all that other stuff. But for the second pick, I feel like our O-line, while, hey, we could have a little bit more depth there, I really like some of the key pieces of the puzzle that we do take and have. But, guys, I am going to take and go wide receiver, okay? Now, we got a few receivers on the board. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown, play for USC, Tyron Wallace, Seth Williams. But, folks, I'm going to take and choose 2 linebackers. I'm definitely hoping we could pick up somebody in free agency as well, too. Also, a good amount of receivers in free agency as well. So, folks, I'm going to go ahead and add for this 4th round draft pick, I'm going to go ahead and add Sage Surratt from Wake Forest. It's another receiver coming off the board, but the guy, he could run up in the slot. He could run deep threat. Is a very strong receiver as well. He's done some very good things. he's somebody who I would like, and I feel like the more receivers we get in the draft, the better. Obviously, that's not the only position. Yeah, make everything count. But I think if at least 2 of your first 3 picks go receiver, it's going to add, more depth for Lamar Jackson, give him more weapons instead of just throwing to his running back and tight ends all the time. So with doing that, he's going to be able to spread the field, keep the pressure off of him as well, too. Guys like Tutu Atwell, who could take in, gosh, the guy he's more likely to be a slot. I could definitely see the other guy just took and picked being a deep threat, but we should take and see. Now we got round 5 here. Okay. Now, when it comes to edge rushers in the draft, for someone who's probably not going to go round 1 or 2, but could definitely be a major hidden gem in this year's draft, I actually have Tehran Jackson from Coastal Carolina. Now, if you guys are paying attention to Coastal Carolina, if you watch college football, Coastal Carolina did the dang thing this year, man. Probably the best every year they've ever had in NCAA history for that franchise. So huge fan of them. Not only do they have like a freaking really cool logo, but huge fan of him, and he caused a lot of havoc out there for opposing offenses. Now, this is the last pick in the draft, folks. We got round 6, 186 pick overall in the draft. Okay, we know that we're good for running back. We know that our O-line is not too bad. We know for also tight end position, we're good. We got 2 receivers to get to play with. We got 2 defensive players so far in this draft. Folks, I'm going to take and have us taking and going again. And as we saw in the Super Bowl, O-line matters. Okay, Patrick Mahomes. O-line takes and matters. You got to have a good O-line. You got to have depth on your O-line because injuries do take and happen. And hey, some of these opposing defenses, they see a scab, they want to rip it open into a wound. Okay. That being said, folks, I got Oklahoma. I got Adrian Ely, offensive tackle. Okay. Now this guy, he can play guard. He could take and play tackle as well too, but it's just going to take and add us a little bit more depth. So not only do we got some fun offensive toys, we got 2 guys who could potentially start. Potentially the guy from Coastal Carolina, hey, who knows? He could get in there right away, keep him on rotation. We got a potential another layer to our linebacker core along with some great receivers. So anyway, let's recap and take and see where we're at. I'm pulling up the mock draft right now. So just as a recap, folks, I got Zavin Collins, probably arguably the best linebacker in the draft. Coming out of Tulsa. The guy is a freaking nature. We got Tutu Atwell, possibly the fastest receiver in the draft as well too. A little bit of a smaller guy, but the guy is shifty and super duper tough. I think he's going to be a really, really great fit over there in Baltimore. Plus, he has a guy who went to the same school as him. Well, folks, that's all I got here today. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys like that mock draft. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this draft, folks. Again, did as much homework as I could on the Baltimore Ravens. I love the Baltimore Ravens, man. They're definitely a team that's a competitor. They got a dang field general. Obviously, he's probably the greatest rushing quarterback of all time already. So young in his career, but it's about taking to the next level. If you give him more people to throw to, he's more likely, to have a longer career and stuff like that. You give him a better O-line. You protect Lamar Jackson and watch what he does. I mean, folks, we saw a major leap between years 1 and year 2 with him. I am not going to be surprised if we see, just like we saw with Allen over in Buffalo, have a big leap from year 2 to 3. If we see a year, year 3 to 4 for Lamar Jackson, have a huge leap for him. You guys take and watch what takes and happens over there in Baltimore. So anywho, you guys go ahead and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for your support. Got a lot of great videos like this on the way.
Time to tune in. Now another sports center. It's a movement.